I joined the Army in 1951, went through basic training, arrived in Korea in February of '52. I was a member of the ASA, Army Security Agency, precursor to the hated NSA, and was on a, we call them DF sites. The ASA had a code-breaking facility. We knew what the Korean people were doing before they knew what they were doing, the Korean military. My first assignment, most of these assignments were in small towns. My first assignment was 4 months out in the middle of a rice paddy and living in a tent, so if there was a town there, it was either obliterated or unknown to me. Probably the most interesting experience was having the boys from Kimpo fly over 17, 18, 19, 20 times a day, no matter what you were doing. Having a jet 100 feet off the ground come at you is kind of exciting, and when you're 18 years old, it's really stimulating. And I left there, went back to Seoul, which is where the base was, stayed there for about a month for some retraining, and then they sent me out to another forward site. No idea where that one is either, but fortunately that was not in a rice paddy, so we're making a step up here. We were on dry land, and I spent about 3 or 4 months on that site. Again, just a small squad, 10 or 12 people, just enough to the dot dash people, and I was the equipment specialist. I kept the World War II rehabbed equipment running. And then went back to Seoul again, and they reassigned me to an interesting venture. Sent me up on an island off North Korea. Again, it was a code number on the map, which I don't remember. I don't know, I'm sure it had a name. But I spent 4 months there, attached to a commando outfit. And our job was, again, to monitor the broadcast, make sure we knew what they were doing before they did, back and forth and what have you. The fascinating thing is that, several fascinating things. We had to have our supplies flown in because there was no way to get to us by boat because the Koreans were monitoring that channel. On a clear day, we could look across about a mile, half a mile, whatever distance across, and see the Koreans walking back and forth. Every once in a while they drop a little mortar on us, but not too much. Interesting arrangement in the fact that at dinner one night, the colonel who was in charge of this group, there was a colonel and a major who were gringos. The rest of the people in the commando outfit, believe it or not, were North Koreans. They were patriots that weren't happy with what was going on with their country, and they wanted to do whatever they could to change it. But the colonel told me, he said they had kind of a gentleman's agreement. We don't bomb them and they don't bomb us because they know if they bomb us, there won't be any of them. So it just kind of worked out kind of interesting. They did forays every night into the mainland, went in there and blew up ammunition dumps, blew up whatever transportation. I'm sure they injured a few people and that sort of thing. But that was kind of a fascinating adventure. As I said, we spent 4 months there. They rotated me back to Seoul again. I spent a month back there, made a pest of myself with the Sergeant Pringle until he finally agreed to transfer me to Japan. And I spent a year and a half in Japan, and then reluctantly came back to the U.S. and got discharged and went into civilian life. And loved every minute of it since. That's it.